Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Trials to Triumph. I'm Pastor Brad Closter from Living Word North Church in Bel Air, Michigan, and I am glad that you have found us, whether this is Facebook or YouTube. Whether you're part of our church family or not, welcome aboard. I sure am glad that you're here. I hope that this is a blessing to you. I hope it actually changes your life. And no matter what trial it is that you're going through right now, I believe with all my heart that God's design and His intention is to take you out of the trial and bring you into the triumph or the victory. That's why we nicknamed it this, Trials to Triumph. That's why we do what we do, because we're believing that no matter what it is you're going through, that you're going to see God move for you and that you're going to have the victory that you need to make it through these days. Because I know that you know that if you're going through something, it's probably no joke. Every one of us go through tough things and we go through hard times, and that's the way of life. But we don't have to stay that way. That's the good news. Everything that we're going through, there's a season to all of it. And I'm believing that God is going to help you and I as we learn these principles found in His Word about how we can be overcomers and how we can have that victory that God is going to bring us through. And so I thank God for that, and that's what I'm believing for you. We're talking now about ordinary people doing, that's me, and that's you, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. We've talked about a couple so far, and we're going to get into another one that is really pretty amazing. I want to talk to you about another person tonight who is not named in the Bible. Her name never gets mentioned, but Jesus takes attention to this woman. And the account is found in Mark chapter 12. You know, you don't have to be Moses. You don't have to be Abraham. You don't have to be Noah. You don't have to be these famous, what we might refer the famous characters of the Bible. You don't have to be these men in order for God to use you. You don't have to be somebody with a name, with recognition, with experience, with clout, whatever it happens to be. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be anything special. You just have to do something special. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to have the right name. You don't have to have the certain amount of money. You can be an ordinary person, and God can do ordinary things through you. Why? Because He likes you better? Nope, sorry. He's not a respecter of persons. But because there's something in you that has faith to believe that God can do what He said He can do. Now let's take a look at this person here in Mark chapter 12. She is affectionately referred to as the poor widow. Sounds like a great start to a story, huh? The poor widow story. Well, here it is. In Mark chapter 12, it's a short little section of verses, but it's worthy to pay attention to, because if Jesus is pointing you out and the Spirit of God makes sure you get in the Bible, you're there for a reason, because there's something we ought to learn. So Jesus was watching people give their offerings at the temple. Now that could cause a whole lot of controversy today just by me saying that, but it's the truth. Jesus was sitting opposite of where the giving was taking place, and He was literally just standing there or sitting, whatever, watching people come up and give. And He obviously had His disciples there. Maybe they weren't right with Him, but they were all there. So they were all watching people give. And this little widow comes up, and she drops in the whatever it was, the offering bucket or the plate or the bag or the bucket or basket or whatever. She drops into the offering two little coins, 2 mites. And the conversion isn't a big deal, but mites were the smallest coin of the day. So that would be like you or I just coming up to the offering container and putting in 2 pennies. And it's an amazing thing, because Jesus saw that, and this is what He said. He said, "Assuredly I say to you that this poor widow has put in more than all those who have given into the treasury. For they put in out of their abundance, and she out of her poverty and all that she had, she put in her whole livelihood. Now think about that. This doesn't have to be about money, but the story is about money. The account is about money. The reference that Jesus is making here is that she didn't outgive them monetarily, because I'm sure that everybody else that day actually put in more actual money than what this widow did. But there was something that Jesus took note of about this woman and said, this isn't about total, it's about percentage. And this woman got Jesus's attention because he said she gave her livelihood. Imagine being an ordinary person who's convincing themselves, I hope I'm not talking to you, but maybe I am. Maybe imagine being an ordinary person who has convinced themselves that you can't do for God what you want to do because you don't have enough money. But here I just read you the story of a widow woman. It means she had no income. She was a widow woman. She put in 2 mites and got mentioned in the Bible. She's in the Gospels because of her faith and belief and dedication to whatever the work of God was. I don't know if she really believed that her 2 mites was going to make a difference in the house of God, but she did it. So I don't think we can use a lack of money as an excuse for not doing something for God. Well, God, I don't have enough money, so therefore I can't really do what I want to do. Nope. I want to challenge you right now. It doesn't matter your income. It doesn't matter your name. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your experience or any of these other things. What matters is, are you willing to give what you have? Are you willing to take whatever it is that you have, and are you willing to give it? Because when you do that, God can use it and do something great. Hey, it's another ordinary person doing extraordinary things. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.